So, Resident Evil 6 is a game that kind of is a turning point for the Resident Evil series. One that has a cult following out there, but for the most part was kind of viewed as a low point in the series. And as someone that has never played it outside of the little tutorial level, I'm interested in seeing why is it something that so many people dislike, and why did it do so much harm to the Resident Evil series. I'm going to jump in here, play for a little bit, and see if I can pick apart and figure out kind of why people don't like it. If you are a veteran of the Resident Evil series, then you'll know exactly what's going to happen, and if you're completely new and you've never played this game, well, maybe I'll save you some trouble of getting into it. So right off the bat, this is very different because Resident Evil games, it's not uncommon for them to have multiple campaigns, you know, maybe 2, but this one has 4. So there's Leon, which we all know, Leon Kennedy, Chris, Jake, and Ada. That being Chris Redfield. Jake, I believe, is Albert Wesker's son. Like I said, never played it, just only from what I've heard. And we all know Ada Wong. I'm going to jump in here, and I'm just going to take over for Leon, because Leon is, like, my favorite, bro. He is a bro. He's a Chad. Okay, so even within Leon's campaign, we can play as Leon himself, or someone named Helena, who I'm not familiar with. Right off the bat, it looks like graphics are not going to be a problem for the game. You know, for a game that originally came out on the 360 and PS3, the game looks fairly decent. Oh, I see Hunnigan's in this one. Okay. I haven't seen Hunnigan since Resident Evil 4, but good to see her back. So that's interesting. I don't think I can show it, obviously, because, you know, YouTube. But basically, the president... Oh, yep, there it is. President turned into a zombie somehow. I don't know how he went this long without it. And Leon basically unalived the president. Maybe the only man to do that to the president and going to get away with it, but obviously for different reasons. Leon looks a little bit older and a little more anime Giga Chad. Definitely a little more grizzled compared to the young rookie cop we saw in Resident Evil 2. So it's going to be interesting. I know of some things that people don't like about the game just from word of mouth and, you know, seeing reviews on YouTube and gameplay and such. I can tell right off the bat one of the things is, for one, I can already tell this is going to be very action oriented, and 2, even with the cinematics, like the cinematics are so much faster paced and quick moving, a lot of camera cuts and turns and zoom ins and sound effects. So I'm okay. Oh yes, we love these little quick time events or little pop-up buttons. Although I hate that it won't let me sprint anyway. Oh gosh, Leon is just not looking very thick today. But it won't let me sprint. The clock is making a noise, but yeah, we can't run. So maybe that's what the game doesn't want us to do yet. We can't even aim, we can't shoot. This is literally just a walking simulator. Gosh, we can't do anything. I miss the days when we could just walk into doors and open them. Now we have to do all these buttons and tap everything. One thing I have heard is that each campaign is very different. They're geared towards different things. Leon more towards, I think, like, supposed to be like kind of older classic Resident Evil, or like more survival horror, like zombies and stuff, versus Chris being more action oriented and just blazing through loads and hordes of zombies. I'm not sure much about Jake's or Ada's. I figure Ada's is more like her classic gameplay, maybe what we saw from Separate Ways in Resident Evil 4. So now we can aim. We have a little pop-up on the HUD right there. Oh, never mind, that went away almost as quickly as we got it. Okay, and there's not really a sprint. It's just kind of the game decides when we're allowed to walk slowly and when we're allowed to run. Hey, at least we can push some things over, not everything. Just, I don't know, the game's picky and choosy so far. Like, it doesn't really have strict set in stone rules for what you can and can't do. It just kind of, I can already tell it kind of just decides things on the fly. Like, oh, this area, we want you to do it like this. But the next area, we want you to do this instead. I don't know what it is, but like Leon kind of very vaguely sounds like Shadow the Hedgehog. Maybe it's just because I've been watching early gameplay of, oh gosh, maybe it's because I've just been watching early gameplay of the new Shadow Generations game, and maybe it's because I've been like just really absorbed in Sonic content lately. I need to look into that. Maybe it's a similar voice actor. Okay, someone's coughing back here. Oh, that was a weird animation. Oh, more cutscenes. Okay, I'll be honest, I kind of skipped that cutscene. It seems like there's already a lot, and I know people in the comments might be upset because I've made this remark before, but I'm not a huge fan of games that just kind of shove cutscenes in your face all at once. And I know that sounds odd being someone that literally their favorite franchise is Zelda that has a lot of cutscenes. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I love the lore more. So we got this dude, and he is going in front of us. Someone turned the lights out. This guy's 100% going to die, I can tell. He's an extra. He's a nobody. We don't know his name. At least I don't, because I didn't pay attention to it. That almost assuredly means he's going to die. So I know that I'm obviously not going to be playing enough, like the entire game in this video, or even like a decent chunk, just a little bit of the beginning, and probably just of this one campaign, just to kind of see what my initial reactions are. But I don't, like, the game does not look bad. It does not sound bad. I think my prediction is that it's going to be one of those things where it's just not, it might be a decent game, but it's not a good Resident Evil game. I think that's probably why they ended up changing the form back in Resident Evil 7 and going back to the original form and focusing more on tight corridors, zombie, or, you know, staying away from things, stalkers, that kind of stuff. Because this, so far, like, has the makings of a decent game. Like I said, looks good visually. Sound design seems to be alright. It looks like it could definitely be a little bit cringe, but then again, what kind of games in the 2010s weren't cringe? That was when cringe and edginess were kind of at a peak, and it was almost cool to be cringe or edgy, hence the connections to Shadow the Hedgehog, maybe. So I don't know if we're supposed to be going upstairs or down. This guy keeps coughing, but this icon wants me to go in here, so I guess that's where I'm going. What I'm really wondering, and actually I think this sign is going to tell me everything I need to know. I was really curious if the president that just turned into a zombie that we, you know, unalived, was the same president that had served and was Ashley Graham's father, because that would have made for a deeper connection. I think it's a little odd. I don't think it's very consistent that we go from a babyface Leon rookie cop in Resident Evil 2 to a battle-hardened secret agent in Leon Kennedy Resident Evil 4, who really doesn't get fazed by anything, yet when the president turns into a zombie, who he's dealt with plenty of those before, he should know better than anyone. There's no saving that guy. That guy's not himself. There's no way to turn him back. We should just know at this point, he's a goner. You know, save who's alive. But he kind of stumbles a little bit and doesn't immediately get rid of the president. So as far as that opening start to the story goes, I don't completely buy that. It was like he turned back into kind of a green rookie cop, kind of reacting the same way that he would if he hadn't ever seen a zombie before. But I guess it makes sense, because if it's the US and, you know, they do 4-year terms, in 2005 if he was president, I guess if he was at the beginning of one of his first terms and then got another one, he could still be the same president, but clearly we learned from that poster it's not the same. Ashley Graham, you know, her last name is Graham, and that was not the president's last name. So unless they just have different last names, maybe she's adopted or a stepchild or something. I'm reading into all the wrong things that I'm supposed to be looking at. Oh, this guy can't open the door because he's a wuss. So I guess we're going to. Okay, she didn't even really do anything. She just kind of like set her hand on the door and backed up. We still have not seen any zombies. I figured combat was a main important part of the game. Oh gosh, frick me. Gosh, that scared me. That scared me. It wasn't even a zombie. Have you been bit? Because then I'm probably going to get rid of you anyways. Bro, if she's been bit, she's a goner. It won't let me do it. Bro, what the heck? What happened to these guys? Escape from the... Oh gosh. Why is his mouth like that? That's almost scarier than him laying in a pool of blood. And then I think this guy just fell face down on him. Okay, so who said this isn't a horror game? Because it turned out to be kind of a jump scare right there at the beginning. Although again, horror is not just all jump scares, and I find that to be a cheaper form of horror. I like it when games don't just simply use that as a crutch and be like, oh yeah, we have horror games. Look, jump scare, ooh, scary. For me, I feel like horror is best when it's built in suspense. You know, thrills, a stalker, a chase, that feeling, that tingling down your spine that, you know, not everything is okay, something is up and amiss. You know, things aren't as they should be. All right, I'm going to push these boards out of the way after I was momentarily trapped for a second. Man, somebody has bad handwriting. Could be mine, though. I have pretty bad handwriting. We went all this way already to the first checkpoint, or maybe we had a checkpoint earlier, and still no zombies. Not that I'm asking for a bunch of them. Not that I want to be chased down by them. She's been bit. I'm telling you, dump her. Get rid of her. I guess that's what I get. I skipped the cutscene, and I'm awaking to a zombie. I bet she turned and killed her father. Oh, gosh. Oh, I gotta... shoot her. She's already gone. Wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. Oh, she's taking a chunk out of me, bro. Gotta love those quick time events. What if the entire game's combat was just right in the back? Although, I know I'm not a gun expert, but depending on the type of gun and bullet, isn't it entirely possible that, especially if her flesh is decayed, couldn't that bullet just go right through her stomach or chest or back and end up hitting the Helena lady? Okay, so yeah, she turned, killed him, lunged at us, and basically went at our shoulder, our neck for a good chunk of time. Helena never pulled the trigger. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. Well, I asked for some action, and now we're getting it. I don't know how much of this I can show, because I'm not trying to get banned for showing guns and shooting on YouTube, but considering people play COD, I think this is fine. Is he got a bat? I didn't know zombies carry bats. I'm just going to run around them. I'm going to try to do the whole, you don't have to shoot unless you have to. This is a lot of overstimulation right there. There's so much yelling going on and grumbling by the zombies and car alarms. Gosh, that went from like a nothing burger to we're just going to throw everything to you at once. Help. Okay, so there's some guys in there. That's neat. Oh, but there's most certainly somebody up behind them. They should probably turn around. Oh, never mind. There's multiple people behind them. They're cooked. Oh, wait, he did turn around. Oh, never mind. They still got. The guy turned around and still got by the zombie. And instead of warning or alerting his friend, the guy holding the sign couldn't even... He didn't even bother. Like, did he not hear what was going on? You can't tell me zombies are silent, bro. I know they might not be loud, but, you know, they're gonna grumble. They're going to do something. So, yeah, so far my biggest problem with the game is not necessarily the gameplay. It's the story. It's kind of the cheesiness and the cringe, the corniness of the story, and kind of asking you to suspend so much of your belief. Like, I know it's a Resident Evil game, so logic and reality isn't always there, but it's definitely not here in this one. So this one is basically just college campus has a party, a rave that goes too crazy, but then zombies happen. Sorry, I was trying to make a door noise. Oh gosh, not class, man. I hate class. I dropped out for a reason, not to get back into class. So it looks like X will steady your like point of view back up. Same with circle, although circle will kind of squares to reload. Obviously, L2 is to aim. Sorry, I'm playing on PS4, so L2 is to aim. R2 is to shoot. What the heck? I kicked a can down? Uh-oh. I was like, what's the point of that? There's nobody in here. Oh, there's definitely someone else down there. As long as they're down there. Oh, okay, Helena. I see you. At least Batty's got a good aim. Oh, is somebody else down here? Oh, it's you. Let me get some good distance. Oh, he tripped. What the crap is it? I shot him while he was crawling, and it made him crawl faster. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but the game just, like, from looks, it appears fine. Like, this is a game that I really don't have a problem with right off the bat. I am a Resident Evil fan, and I think I should get it out there that regardless of, you know, how truly bad the game is, I probably will end up finishing it. My goal is to eventually play all the mainline Resident Evil games. I've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. All the newest versions, of course. I've yet to play... Oh, no, he got me. Get him off. Gotta have reflexes, bro. Shot him in the back of the head and homie's still going. What a champ, bro. I gotta respect the hustle. Like, I can't even be mad that he came after me. I think it's kind of a neat spin, kind of fun having the whole partner thing. I feel like obviously, as with most games, would be more fun with a extra person. Leon, that was so unnecessary. Just because you can slide over tables does not mean you should slide over tables. But what the heck, it's something I would do. Got him, boys. That's what happens when you're not based. Yeah, President Adam Binford. So I would bet to say that it's probably not the same guy. Wow, we picked up skill points. Man, I love when I find those on the ground. I like how every single door you have to do that. Like, man, I'm just trying to run. But I feel like it kind of breaks up the pacing a little bit. I think it's a little silly. Okay, so this guy's not alive. Okay. So this guy better not freaking... What the heck? You can trip over zombies? That's kind of nuts. Get out of my way. That's kind of nuts that you can do that. I don't necessarily hate it. It caught me off guard. I'm not like a huge fan. I think it's a little silly, but I think it's funny. I guess it kind of encourages you, if it's going to be so action heavy, make it realistic. Don't run through a big huddle of zombies because chances are you're going to trip over them. I guess that makes sense. I wonder if there are any survivors. Again, I'm not super familiar with the story. I'd need to like read some backstory on it or something, maybe watch a YouTube video. But Leon's kind of acting like, oh, what the frick, bro? Oh my gosh. I did not know that was okay. Alright, listen. Revenge, brother. Oh, what the heck, bro? This is on easy. You guys should be going down in like a shot or two. Cool, cool, I guess. Give me those skill points at least. Compensate me for scaring me. And yes, I am one of those people that likes to reload after every enemy encounter. Sue me for it. What are you going to do? But as I was saying before, I had someone lunge at me to try to take my flesh from my body. What the heck? What was that? She just like randomly pulled out her gun and started aiming. Oh, because there's an enemy over there. It's probably if they get within a certain distance. Boom, baby. Boom. 2-shot. That's weird. I wonder if different zombies have different types of health, because I shot one twice in the head and yeeted him, and then I shot the other one 3 times in the head, and it took one final shot to the chest to take him out. Oh yeah. Nothing Leon likes more than sliding across tables needlessly. I do like how the zombies kind of have varying levels of speed. Like some of them kind of go very slowly, like you see in some zombie movies. And they're just very like more as an obstacle in the way, something to decide on whether or not you want to save the ammo. And then some of them will straight up lunge and run after you. So it kind of keeps you on your toes. See, and then sometimes they do that. Like, they don't necessarily run at you, but they sidestep out of the way. I like, what the heck? I pressed X on accident, and Leon just kind of, ran into the door like he didn't know what to do. I love how every single one of these doors requires 2 people to open. Like, they don't know how the frick to open up a door, and they're like, I need someone else to open this door for me. I'm going to start doing that to every door I go to. I'm just going to start grunting and looking at the next person around me until they push the door alongside me. Wow, okay. Yeah, go, Helena. Okay, I'll finish up. Oh, frick, you can't do that, man. I thought you were a zombie. You got over here so quickly. I was like, there's no way. Oh, is this a dessert stand? What the heck? Zombies can throw things now? Oh, not necessarily throw, but they can swing things. I'm not sure if that's movie accurate. I don't know if zombies can do that. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying I don't know if they can. All right, so we're kind of outside again. Kind of looks. Oh, tripped. I feel like this game's horror and scares are gonna come more from me not paying attention and not knowing what to do in the right moment versus the game actually being scary. Like, this isn't a game that I wouldn't play. It's just a game that if I'm going to play, I'm not going to play because, oh, I want to play a good Resident Evil game. It's just going to be like, okay, like, let me just shoot at zombies for a while. Let me play a goofy, silly game with a buddy. There's a zombie over here. He's not doing much. 1 shot. Let's go. I'm not, however, a fan of how some of these zombies will bubble when you shoot them, like their blood is boiling. I think I could probably do away with those sound effects. So it looks like there's a couple different doors to go to. We're not going to go through that one because the game doesn't want us to. So for now, I'm going to avoid it. I'm sure there's lots of extras you can get in here, as there are with any Resident Evil game. It's not my priority right now. Also, I'm just going to say it preemptively in case someone decides to say it in the comments. Yes, I know that in Resident Evil 4, they threw things. I've played Resident Evil 4, and I know that they throw things. They use tools. They use weapons. But we're talking about the Las Plagas there. That isn't necessarily a zombie. It's not deteriorating their mind. It's a parasite that's more so taking over their mind. Very different. Straight up zombies using objects and having some semblance of, hey, use this tool to do more damage, seems a little slightly or far-fetched. I figured when there was going to be another door, we were either going to have to go to this door instead or come back to it later. And I guess we're going to go there now rather than later. Wouldn't be a Resident Evil game without a little bit of fetching key objects. Might not be a completely faithful Resident Evil game, but it still retains some elements of it. His dialogue is so odd. It's like the seriousness. What the heck? I don't like you because you're not even trying to play tennis. Also, now that team's going to get a free win, bro. Oh, and there's a football field. They put a tennis field on one side and a football on the other. What are they doing just standing out there randomly? Like, there's nothing to do on the football field. Like, it just looks so out of place. Although, judging by his dialogue, I'm sure that at some point... Let me shoot you just in case. Okay. Maybe it'll tell me whether or not a zombie is going to animate and come up to me. If the reticle is on it, it's like, okay, this is something you can shoot. If it's going through it to the floor, it's probably an object that, well, I can still trip over him, but I just can't shoot him. That doesn't seem very fair. He can halt my progress, but I can't put an end to him. Oh no, this is 100% going to attract more zombies. Yeah, I've seen enough zombie movies to know how this works. Gosh, we're probably going to finish this and call this the end. Oh, how did you... You didn't do a very good job, Helena. Leon, get up. Leon. Oh. Gosh. How do I heal? I don't know how to... I don't know what that does. There's so many zombies around. I don't know what to... It's like, it doesn't... The game doesn't pause. You just have to heal in real time. Also... Oh, bro. These zombies are giving it too... Like, that's what I'm saying. How is a zombie smart enough? Like, he doesn't even go for the kill. He just kneels down and starts... You are dead. He just beating his head and then gives up. He's like, okay. That's so unrealistic. Zombies literally go for your blood, bro. That's like... Their whole goal is to eat your flesh and go for your blood. They're just like, oh, I just want to put a hurting on him. That's all I'm here for. Oh boy, I'm probably going to call it there. Final thoughts on Resident Evil 6 after literally only playing it for half an hour. I think it can be summed up with some of the same things I've been saying the whole video. Not a bad video game. Cringe, yes. Corny, yes. But it has all the makings of a visually appealing, not terribly bad combat outside of the, you know, quick time events. That's a little annoying, but also very telling of its generation. But I can also see how this game doesn't really stick to the trends and the things that, you know, the game design and game elements that kind of made Resident Evil popular. The things that the older games stuck to that gave it its identity. No matter how decent of a game it may or may not be, you can argue that with a wall all day, it's still not going to be a very good Resident Evil game. It's one of those games that I think if it didn't have the Resident Evil tag on there, if it was just completely different characters, it was a completely different IP, then I don't think very many people would hate on it. Sure, it'd be a dated game for its time given the quick time elements and still some of the cringe and corniness, but I think a lot of the criticism this game gets is just having to come from the criticism of carrying the pressure of being a Resident Evil game. I mean, when you're a game in a series that's as treasured as Resident Evil, then yes, you're going to have your fair share of critics, no matter what you do. All in all, I would say that if you are a Resident Evil fan, obviously play this game because, you know, just you want to be able to say that you played all the Resident Evil games, and also you just want to be able to say that you have an opinion on it, like myself. I knew coming in I wasn't going to just totally have a blast with this game, but I wanted to at least be able to understand what people were thinking about this game. However, if you're not a Resident Evil fan, and maybe you're just a fan of action survival horror, if you find it on sale on the PlayStation Store for a good deal, sure, go ahead. But it's not going to be anything you need to rush right now to go download and immediately play. Come back to it when you have time. I'll definitely be finishing this game for sure, but it's not going to be right now for certain. Thank you to everyone that watched. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget, the next video will start Zelda month. Yes, Zelda month starts soon, so make sure to jump in and watch the rest of the Resident Evil playlist. If you haven't, I'm going to put it up on screen, and get ready for some Zelda next month. See you guys next time.